Alright, let's take a look at how we draw a sequence diagram, and we'll use a common argument structure that we can follow. Notice to the right there's a menu to be dropped down. Drop that menu down to connect sequence. Draw over a dialog box title, and then bring a lifeline over, and you can expand that lifeline. You can make that lifeline a straight line by just changing the dot to a dash, and then you can copy the box and move things around also. Next, we can grab the whole thing and move it around, all the elements, or you can group those elements and then move all of those around as a single group. You can also ungroup the elements. Now let's change the name of the box. We'll call it MoPo here. And you can also add comments with a couple of double slashes. I'll type this is a comment, or MoPo is short for Modus Ponens. You can double click that box to copy it, erase the other box with deleting it, and then connect them together. Next we want to make some premises, and so we'll grab this line and we'll fold it in such a way that the arrow points toward the lifeline. You can move the whole thing around, but we'll copy this by double clicking it, and then we'll rearrange the arrow in a way that will represent the premise the way we want. Now notice these arrows are pointing in different directions. Now let's make a conclusion. We'll pull the conclusion over and drag it. Conclusions always fall off to the left. Now we'll move these premises over, and both the premises point toward the conclusion just like you would see. So let's go ahead and type in our premises. We'll set them up with a box. We'll go inside the properties area and then type the premise that we want. We'll start with the conclusion here. The conclusion is, Ben eats a lot of candy corn for Halloween. Notice that you can shrink the box and move it around. Also, you double click it, you can copy it, and then you type the premise that you want. If candy corn is delicious, then Ben eats lots of candy corn. Double click that box, and we making a modus ponens, so we want to affirm the antecedent. Candy corn is delicious. So we'll arrange this a little bit. Now we can make small adjustments as we will. Now let's just grab the conclusion parts and move them a little bit around. You can click them and select them, then move them with the arrows, or you can also move them individually with the mouse. Okay, I'm going to grab some text here and put it up top, and we'll show that just as the text sequence progresses, so the sequence in the argument diagram progresses. So the text up front matches the first premise, and then the last part of the text is the second premise, and the conclusion is tucked in the middle, just like you see in the overall sequence diagram.